Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how we fixed this badly damaged and ugly looking basement floor and turned it into a showroom looking floor. Now, I'm going to go over some of the myths about installing epoxy flake coatings, and the first myth is acid etching your floor prepares it good enough to put down any type of epoxy coating. That's just not true. Like, you've got to grind the floor like you see us doing here. Grinding gets rid of all the bad concrete on top of the surface. It could be soft. You've got to remove that soft concrete. It gets rid of any dirt and grime. But more importantly, it really opens up the pores so the epoxy can sink down into the concrete and get a good bite on it, and it's not going to peel off that way. Another myth is, the epoxy will just cover up cracks. Well, that's definitely not true. It's just going to soak down inside them. You've got to be able to patch your cracks. You got to be able to know how to do it, the proper way to do it. And there's a couple really good techniques for doing this. This was one of them right here. I was just showing you. This product fills in these cracks really easily. It cures up really fast so you can grind it smooth. It basically makes the crack go away. So when you put the epoxy coating over it, you never even knew there was a seam or a crack there. It makes it invisible. Now, another myth is you can just use any type of product you want, any of the big box store stuff. That is totally false. You really need to use very high quality products. These ones aren't cheap. They're expensive to buy, but they last forever if they're done right. So this could be 100% solids epoxy. It could be 100% solids polyaspartics. The best products last a really long time. The key is really knowing how to use them, like how to mix them, how to spread them out on the floor, how much pot life you have to work with them. Those are the really things you got to figure out and learn if you're going to do this on your own, or maybe if you're going to start your own business and do this. But once you learn those things, it's relatively easy. As you can see us here spreading this out, goes down quite fast. And then another quick myth is sprinkling on the flakes. Like, you don't want to just sprinkle on flakes here and there. We do what's called a full broadcast. Not only does this make it look better, it adds to the durability of the floor. It gives it a tiny little bit of texture, so it's not going to be very slippery. But full broadcast floors, epoxy flake floors, are the best to do.
All right, so we're down in this basement, about 1,200 square feet. We're doing our epoxy flake coating. If you want to learn how to do this stuff, I got my epoxy flake coating course. Teaches you do all the steps. You start right at the beginning. This is one of the very beginning stages of getting the concrete ground, getting it prepped for the coating. So if you want to learn how to do that, I got a link for the course down in the description. I go through everything from doing the prep, doing the base coat and flake, doing the top coat, where to get the best products, how to apply them. Check the link out down below, guys.
Now, if you're doing this in a garage, one thing you really got to worry about if you're using the cheap store brand kits are hot tire pickup. When you drive your car, the tires really heat up, especially in the summer when temperatures are really hot. You drive those hot tires over an epoxy coating that isn't high quality, the temperature from those tires is going to just rip that epoxy right off the concrete. A lot of the big box stores sell water-based epoxy kits, and especially if they're only like a one part, if some of them aren't even two-part epoxies, where they have a part A and a part B. The solids is one part, the solvent is the other part. So those are really, really cheap, and your tires are just going to rip them off. I don't know how many of those coatings that we have ground off a year later after the homeowner installed their own, and now it's all peeling off and they want it to look nice again, so they hire us to come in and do our coating, just like you see here, and we end up grinding theirs off. So that's a real key. Hot tire pickup is a thing, and it's only a thing with cheap kits though, and concrete that's not prepared properly. So another myth is moisture. Like, you have to know if you have moisture coming up through your concrete, and you have to know how to test for that. You can't just go laying out epoxy on concrete And what you're basically doing is you're sealing up the surface. So if there is moisture coming up through the slab, and it usually comes up as vapor, like sometimes you don't even notice it because it evaporates when it gets to the surface. If you have that like white powdery stuff on your concrete, then you probably got moisture issues because that's the minerals from the concrete coming up through the surface by being carried by the moisture and then just drying out on the surface. It's called efflorescence. Now, there's a way to mitigate that. You can, first of all, you check for it. So I show you in my course how to check for it. And then they do make epoxy coatings that are moisture blockers. So you roll on the moisture blocker epoxy first. That blocks the moisture from coming up through the concrete. And then you do your coating like you see us doing here. And now your coating's not going to blister off or stop peeling off down the road and, you know, just cause you a whole bunch of problems. So you definitely want to check for moisture, especially if your concrete's old and you know you might not have a vapor barrier under it. So as you see, I had to switch from the tripod mode to my head cam mode because we were getting down towards the end. Tripod was just in the way. So I figured I'd show you some headshots here, give you what it looks like doing something like this, you know, from my point of view when I'm doing it. Well, you know, with the three of us, this works pretty good because Darren usually does the mixing. So he sets up his mixing station. He gets all his kits out, gets them all separated. You know, he knows exactly how much he's going to mix part A and part B together with. That's another thing, you know, when you buy this stuff, some of them are 2-to-1 mixes. Some of them are 1-to-1 mixes. And, you know, I talk about that in the epoxy course. But when you get it right, you can see how nice and smooth that goes down. This is a really nice looking gray. The Flake had, I think it had black, gray, and white in it. So it's like what I think we call domino. It's a pretty popular flake that we use. The people here just wanted something neutral. So this was one of the ones we had picked out, and they really liked this one. Look how nice that stuff goes down once you get it right. 18-inch rollers is the way to go for epoxy coatings, and then, you know, you got to do your edges, cut in your edges, roll your edges. And I'll go over this. I'll roll over this like at least 3 times. You know, every time Darren mixes up a kit and he dumps it out, and then we spread it out and roll it. Like I roll that kit 3 different times before I stop putting the flake on it, just to make sure it's all spread out evenly in the right amount of square footage. That's another really key thing, is not spreading this out too thin. And you got to know your square footages of what works best. And that's really taught by, you know, either going and working with somebody like us, going to a class somewhere, maybe flying out somewhere and going to somebody's class. Usually the people who sell the coatings will put classes on, but, you know, that's pretty expensive to go fly in somewhere for a weekend to learn how to do an epoxy coating like this. What I've found, you know, I did all that stuff. What I've found is the best way is just to learn from somebody who's doing it as a living, somebody who does it, knows what they're doing, who's very successful at it. That's kind of why I made these online courses for you, so you can learn how to do this stuff right from the comfort of your own living room, on your own PC, at your own time. You could take a weekend and learn. You could take a week and learn, a month and learn. But basically, it's probably the simplest way to learn. And then once you have all that knowledge behind you of you know, how to mix this stuff, first of all, where to get it, how to mix it, how much to spread out in a certain amount of area. And then you can watch, you know, like I'm doing here, to kind of learn how to spread it out, how we spread it out. And then you have an idea of what to do before you go jump into it and do your own thing. And maybe, you know, this could literally cost you thousands of dollars if you do it wrong, or if you do it improperly. And then, you know, you're going to be hiring somebody like us to come fix it if you want. So I'm there. You know, that's why I made those courses anyway. They're pretty inexpensive for what you learn, really. You can see how nicely this is turning out. This floor was pretty old looking. It was quite dirty. I believe it had some type of old flooring over it before that the builders ripped out for us. And then it had quite a few cracks in it, as you saw in the beginning when I was filling those cracks in. There was quite a few of those cracks that we had to fill in. Now look at it. Now it's what we call a seamless floor. This thing's basically waterproof. If this basement floods, like, it's not going to bother this floor. It won't damage the floor if this thing floods. You may get some dirt on top of it you got to clean off, but when you use this type of top coat here that we use, this polyaspartic top coat, I mean, this stuff, I call it basically indestructible. It's like liquid nails putting down here almost. It's a really, really good, high quality, very durable top coat. We use it in the garages too, so whether they're residential garages or commercial garages, you can drive right over this stuff. That's what it's made for. But for a basement floor, this is killer. Now I'm getting my phone out here. I'm just going to take a little video with my phone, and then I'm going to show you the video I took on my phone, because I get you a little bit of a closer look right down on top of the flake, which is kind of cool. But we moved out all the product, got out everything, and Darren and Luke are out there cleaning things up here as I'm finishing up the last few rolls. So here was that video, you know, and it's kind of similar to the one I took with the head cam, but then when I moved it down right closer to the coating, it gives you a really good idea of just what that stuff looks like down close. What do you think of that? So if you're new to my channel, you know, please consider subscribing. Put new sub down in the comments. I'll enter you into a drawing to win some free gear, the stuff that we wear. You know, make sure if you want to learn more about this stuff, I got my course down there. Plus, I also have the Concrete Underground, where this course comes available the second month. But in there, you learn about all different other types of concrete if you just want to learn about other concrete stuff too. And then if you want to check out these two videos popping up, we'll see you on them.